What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to preliminary injunction against the Biden administration and your EIDL loan report. It is Monday, May the 24th, 2021. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up, hashtag EIDL with your comments below. And don't forget, follow me on Twitter at @TrySmallBiz, where I just engaged with the same guy, Stephen Miller. I know, put your politics aside, that beat the SBA in the court of law last week. He has now filed an injunction against the entire Biden administration for government-sponsored class warfare with respect to anyone, including outside of the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, who is being discriminated against regardless of race. So, look, I'm once again in the park, sweating, getting some exercise. It's gorgeous, 93 degrees. Let me step under this tree for a second. Like I said, yesterday, for the most part, was a success. I tried to demonstrate to you guys that I'm all about one love. I have personally voted Democrat as much as I have Republican in my life. I lean left on social issues. I lean right with respect to the military and the economy. And by the way, thank you to all who have served this country. But I'm a middle American. I believe it's time we come to the middle. Anyone who, the far right and the far left is not healthy. And these videos are not popular. I don't really give a fuck. I'm about to launch a business and give everything I got. And some of you are going to become multimillionaires over the next 20 or 30 years. I want you to know exactly who you're getting. You're not getting a hardcore conservative or a whacked out liberal. I'm in the middle. And I am using this moment for what it is. An opportunity to get everybody who's watching, regardless of race or what side of the street you live on, 10 grand, regardless of size, location, or credit score, $2 million caps, 24 months of capital, and yes, I want the loan forgiven. So, within the last few hours, Stephen Miller, who runs the American First Legal Foundation, filed an injunction against the entire Biden administration, going well beyond the Restaurant Revitalization Fund at the SBA. And again, they beat the SBA in the court of law last week because they were trying to exclude, in simple terms, white men from getting the financial assistance that they deserve. But if you read the lawsuit, you partisan hacks, it clearly states any race, whether it's Hispanic, Asian, gay, straight, etc., no right to discriminate against any particular segment of society. Well, they've now filed an injunction this afternoon to expand that to the entire Biden administration, well outside of the SBA, in an effort to stop government-sponsored class warfare. Well, I asked him, and I'm reaching out to him tomorrow by phone, if he would be willing, with his lawyers that, again, beat the SBA last week in the court of law. Watch yesterday's video. The article is pinned in the top. Would they be willing to sue based on this ridiculous economic loss requirement and that you must live in a low-income community? Because it's still a form of discrimination. It may not be skin color, but it's discrimination based upon what side of the street or what neighborhood you live in, or whether or not you suffered a 29% or a 59% economic loss. I hope to have an answer on that from somebody, hopefully Stephen, by the end of the weekend. But look, the most important thing for you to keep in mind, the pressure's really on. The ranting and raving that myself and Speak and See and Robert Dunham with all his cartoons and that crazy "Hey Schumer, where's my EIDL CD?" Stephen Carlson, Max Maher, writer, of course, over at Skip, Dan at I Allegedly. We're now starting to get much bigger, much more powerful, deep-pocketed, let's be honest, enemies of the current administration. Same thing happened to them when Trump was in control, constantly at odds with left-wing groups that were suing him on the hour, by the hour. Well, now the shoe's on the other foot. And the reason I support this is not because I'm a huge fan of Stephen Miller. He can be very annoying. I think he knows he can be very annoying, but he's also a very effective litigator with respect to equal rights, particularly in protecting those of white conservative men who are currently under attack. There's no doubt about that. So we are going to try to capitalize. I can feel the thumbs down. Give me some more. Give me some more fucking thumbs down, you snowflakes. We're going to capitalize on the moment. We're going to lean into his resources, his lawyers, his connections, and his argument with a simple mantra: one love. We want everyone, regardless of race, color, creed, socio-political, sexual, spiritual persuasion, to get the help they were promised, particularly in the CARES Act. So once again, Stephen, you're going to get a copy of this video. Can we sue for discrimination based upon low income requirements and whether or not you suffered a 30% or more economic loss? That was not part of the intention or even the text of the CARES Act. All of that was cooked up a month before the election out of Nancy Pelosi's caucus. And for whatever reason, despite controlling every branch of government, the Democrats are still hanging on to low income requirements, economic loss, and class warfare. But now they're not only under attack, there's not only preliminary injunctions, but the SBA just lost in the court of law. We have never had a better chance than right now to get everybody, regardless of where you live or how much loss you suffered or what the color of your skin is. We've never had as good an opportunity as we have right now to get everybody their money. Because if I'm the SBA and their lawyers, I got to be sitting there thinking, this is probably not a good idea. And we've heard through the grapevine many times that Miss Isabel Guzman, she's not a fan of the current law. She sent a letter, let us not forget, to Jackie Rosen over a month ago saying, give me a new bill. Give me a bill that either expands the targeted EIDL advance to middle and high income, or give me the old EIDL advance. That's 10 grand regardless of size, location, or credit score. Because at the rate they're going, as I said yesterday, they've only funded 109,000 people the 10 grand, 49,000 and change the 5 grand. Folks, that's been going on for 4 months as of June 1st. The targeted EIDL advance is only paid out to 109,000 people. We all know millions applied. The word on the street was 4.5 million, but the SBA was trying to tell Patrick Terpstra only 1.1 million applied, and they declined over 600,000 of you. We all know out of the 9 million that applied last year, a hell of a lot more than 1.1 million tried to get the targeted EIDL advance. But the facts are stubborn things. Just look at the numbers. This is not to neg you out. This is to crank up the heat. This is to get through to people like Stephen Miller, who have already proven what it takes, to beat the SBA in the court of law. Discrimination of any kind, whether it's skin color or what side of the street you live on or whether or not you suffered as much of an economic loss as your neighbor, should not determine whether or not you get the money that you were promised in the CARES Act. It's a total violation of what they called congressional intent. And Chuck Schumer, the ultimate hypocrite, aside from maybe Nancy Pelosi, they both wrote scathing letters throwing Trump under the bus, accusing him of rationing the grant. So did Ben Cardin, and capping the loans. And now that they're in control and they have S513 on Schumer's desk, he refuses to call it up for a vote. So for all the Democrats that are giving me a thumbs down right now, ask yourself, why is your own fucking party not only discriminating against people based on skin color, why are they not calling a vote on S513? Because we have 5 million middle-income families, half of which are minorities, veterans, blacks, and browns that are not getting the $10,000 they were promised in the CARES Act. So ladies and gentlemen, until next time, we're going to keep cranking up the heat. Always remember, I love each and every single one of you, including you snowflakes, and thanks for watching.